Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you Spanish 112 Elementary Spanish 2. This is a summer class, so it is a bit truncated. There's only 8 weeks. We start at the end of May. You don't have any work due, I don't think, until the 4th of June, and we finish on July the 25th. That's when your final is going to be due, and there won't be any makeups because that is the last day of summer school, so you have to get it done by then. Okay, so to start off with, at the top you see the news. Hopefully this is review for most of you guys, but at the top is the news forum, and that is where I will post anything important that I need to convey to you guys. It'll come out as an email, so if for whatever reason you lost it in your email, you can always get it back here in the news forum unless it was a personal email sent to you. The first block you see here is the Start Here block, and it just reminds you this is an online class, so you have to complete an activity on or before the census date, which is June the 4th. Okay, so you've got 2 assignments that you can open up and just submit them to me. They don't count as a grade, but they will keep you in the class. And they're both due on June the 4th, the census date. The next video just tells you how to set yourself up in My Language Labs. We use a third-party software. This is what My Language Labs looks like. It has an e-text, tutorials, a glossary, a verb chart, and when you go to when our assignments are due, you're going to see assignments in the middle. That My Language Labs, you're going to have stuff that's due in Moodle, but in My Language Labs, it's basically your workbook and your textbook, so you do need to have access to it. So this video will tell you how to set yourself up. You're going to need a couple of things when you're setting yourself up. You're going to need an access code, and you're going to need a course code. The access code you buy, you can either, it comes with the text if you buy the text. You can, I think, buy it separate at the bookstore, or you can go into My Language Labs and buy it. And this video will talk about that. I have a temporary code. If you click on this, it will take you to a document. Actually, I'll just click on it. It'll take you to a document that is a temporary code, and it may say something about it being for the spring, but I was told we're using the same code that we were using for the spring. So you can use this code right here, but again, it only lasts for 14 days, so at that point you're going to need to purchase access to My Language Labs. And this video will tell you what to do when your access expires, because you want your work that you completed under the temporary code to match up. You don't want to lose any work. So to do that, this video will tell you how you can register yourself with your new code so that both of those that work is all linked. Okay. And then when you're doing that, you also need a course code. The course code can be found in your syllabus, and it's also on the left-hand side right here. So when it's talking about a course code, just remember it's on the left-hand side or in the syllabus. Okay. The rest of the weeks are all set up fairly the same. You're going to have the date and then what we're studying for the week. And when you open up each one, you're going to have a video that introduces the week to you, which I suggest watching because I do go over tests, quizzes, any other graded assignments in those videos. It'll tell you the pages you need to study, what you hope to accomplish after you've completed the week's lessons, when the assignments are due. All the assignments are going to be due by the end of the day Thursday, except for the last week because our class ends on a Wednesday. You'll have to turn things in early that last week. And then for each week, you're going to see instructor-made videos and a class participation forum. I can't, because I never see you, we're doing an online class, I tend to teach you via video. So if you open up these instructor-made videos, you're going to see a bunch of videos that explain the various lessons that I would have gone over if we were meeting in class. So you'll want to watch those, and then you'll open up the class participation forum each week, click on the thread, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the material that you saw in the videos. You may not have a question every week. That's fine, but you still need to post. Just post that you have no questions or concerns, or you can also post any other questions or concerns. It doesn't have to just be on the videos. It could just be about the class in general. Okay, and then you'll have other assignments. Like here you have an additional forum about the syllabus. You are told what to complete in My Language Labs. Here you have a cultural assignment. And if you watch the videos that I make, I'll explain how to do each of those individual assignments, okay? So just make sure in each of these weeks that you're watching the video at the top and then completing the work below, okay? Also, what other information is important? Over on the left is my information. This is a summer school class, so I do not plan to come into my office on a regular basis. So the best way to communicate with me is going to be via email. I will check my phone or texting. So I prefer the email anyway, because if you have questions about your grades or you have questions about an assignment, I like to give you guys visuals. So I will either make a video that explains the assignment to you, or I'll do screenshots. And I can't do that, when we're meeting face to face. Or if we're meeting, or if you're calling me. So I prefer email. If it's an immediate, you can also text me. I have the Remind app, so you just put the Remind app on your phone and you would text this code to this number or this number if 81010 didn't work for you. And at that point, then you would be able to text me. And texting is good, especially if it's an immediate problem. Like, let's say you're in the middle of your test and the audio doesn't work. A text would be the best way for me to help you, because I could immediately fix it. If you send me an email, there's a chance I may not see it until the next day. But if you wanted to meet virtually, you could also click here. You just need to let me know that you're going to be in the big blue button, or you can download Skype for Business, and we can set up a virtual meeting via Skype as well. This right here is a little glossary that you could just fill out by plugging in your name and some information about you, so that way we have a reference of who everyone is in the class. There's 2 versions of the syllabus, and the course schedule I need to update. Right now it just says your work is due on Thursdays, but if you look in the syllabus, we have a schedule. I'm just going to put that as the course schedule as well. It's just basically what's on Moodle. Let's see here. Oops, let me get out of that. Okay, this is a picture of the text and its bibliographic information. You do not have to purchase the text, because My Language Labs comes with an e-text, and it has everything. There's the e-text right there. It has everything in it that the textbook does. So if you're comfortable with an e-text, I'm fine with that as well. Okay, so other resources, tutoring, technical support, the library, you can read through these. CLEP, if you've had a lot of Spanish and you feel like, hey, this is too easy for me, I don't need to be in this class, you could look into information about taking the CLEP test, which would give you credit for the class if you get a certain score on the test. This is the priority line for the GTCC priority line for My Language Lab. So if you're having trouble with our third-party software with this, then you would want to call this number. This video, again, just tells you how to set yourself up in My Language Labs. It's the same one that's in the Start Here block. I think it's here too. And this is our course code, which I told you before. If you're just using the e-text and you like to look at a tablet, you don't want to look at it on your computer, because maybe you want to have your tablet open while you're doing work on your computer. These links tell you how to set up the e-text for the book that we're using on an Android tablet and an iPad. I do not think that these directions will work for a phone yet. This right here will tell you how to set up the Spanish keyboard, because if you'll see right here, I have the Spanish keyboard, which I probably need to switch back. But once I have the Spanish keyboard up, then this right here will give you the keystrokes that you can use to make accented marks. My Language Labs will have like a little accent bar that you can use, but Moodle does not. So in Moodle, you're probably going to want to set up this keyboard so that you can make the accent marks in your test and things. And that's pretty much everything in Moodle. And then My Language Labs, like I've shown you, there's a text, there's a glossary, so you can look up words, there's a verb chart. So if you wanted to know how to conjugate this verb, then you would just go to the tense, pick the tense. We're going to start with present. You are going to move through preterite and imperfect. You just click this, and then the spellings will pop up at the bottom. Okay. And then you just, for each assignment, you just click on the alarm clock. You have to complete them before they turn red. You just open up each assignment, and then you just answer the questions and hit finish and submit for grading. And if you don't get the score that you like, you can redo the assignment. You can do it as many times as you would like before the due date. But if you're doing it more than 3 times, my advice to you is to reach out to me, because something else is going on and you're probably not going to get it right after 3 times. So I'll be able to quickly tell you what you're doing wrong so that you can be more successful and won't get so frustrated. Okay? And that's pretty much everything for the course.